So I'm getting ready to plant my sweet potatoes here in this new bed I'm making. I've actually brought some of my leaves to sit outside. These are my purple sweet potatoes. These are my orange. I have set up an electroculture gardening stick. Antenna is pointed north, and I have it running down in the bed towards the south. And we recently just tilled this up, but I've gone in so far and added a bag of compost and manure, some organic potting mix, some more potting soil, and then I've added some of my compost in here as well. And I'm getting ready to finish prepping this. I'm going to probably add another bag of these each, some chicken manure and some fertilizer and stuff in here, and get these planted. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and we're in the waning moon, which is good to plant our root crops. And with the rain, that should really help get them settled in pretty good. So I've evenly spread that through here. I'm going to go through and put down some chicken manure, some Epsom salt, some blood meal, and some diatomaceous earth. So I already spreaded my chicken manure in here. I thought it was the camera was on and it wasn't. So now I'm going through with some diatomaceous earth, sprinkling it all around. Okay, got some Epsom salt. Now it's going to kind of like, Epsom salt helps with root transplant shock, because it is going to shock them a little bit, pulling them out of that water and putting them out here in the dirt. So that's what I'm going to do, just that for now. And now I'm just going to add me another bag of potting soil in here. Spread this all out. Got another bag of compost and manure. I'm wanting to build this bed up a little bit to give my potatoes a little more room to grow. I might add another bag of potting soil. I'm going to see what it looks like when I get this done. Okay, so I'm thinking that looks good. I'm going to save and use those other 2 bags of dirt for something else. And now I'm going to wet it down with the water hose because I don't want to dry out. I just want it to be a nice moist bed when I transplant my slips in there. Okay, so I've soaked that down really good. Now I'm going to go in and dig a hole about 1 per square foot. So about 1 every 12 inches. So I went through and just kind of spaced like a shovel apart. So then what I'm going to do, because that's approximately 12 inches, use a shovel, do a hole there, do a hole here. I don't know which way the camera even is shut, but do a hole here. Okay, so that leaves me, I've got 24 holes, so that's 24 plants. And I'm thinking I'm going to do my purple sweet potatoes here. This is the first time I've had these outside, and they really are liking the full-on sun and perking up. I love growing sweet potatoes, you guys. Number 1, I just love sweet potatoes. Number 2, we can eat the greens. So I use them in salads all summer long. I also will dehydrate them and grind them down into like a super green powder to mix in, you know, your fruit smoothies, your shakes, or I just do drink them with water. They're just really, really like a super green. They're really good for us. So what I'm going to do now is transplant these to the ground, and I'm going to be transferring these with my my compost. I know earlier in the video I said that I was going to use some blood meal for nitrogen. I'm not going to use that in here right now. Sweet potatoes aren't big nitrogen feeders. I might see, last year I just used my wood ash and compost. Like, potatoes just really like compost, and I do have a pretty balanced compost. So as of now, I'm just gonna go with what I've done here. Okay, so I'm going in here and separating out my sweet potato slips. Yay, I'm excited. Ooh, that's got a spider. Oh my goodness. So, one there. Now you might have a couple droopy leaves where that one doesn't have the best root system going. See how that one fell off? That's all right. We're just gonna stick it in there anyway. And they might look a little kind of shabby. Like I said, with the rain coming in tomorrow, this is a really good day to plant these. Just like I said, it just kind of stresses them a little, but they will bounce back and they will be fine. I'm going to have to get some more. I don't think I have 24 here. I'm going to plant this big one right there in the middle. This one in here. That one's kind of a little shabby, but they'll grow. They'll grow. Just let them grow. Yay, I'm so excited. I love sweet potatoes. Growing sweet potatoes is one of my favorite things to grow. All right, so I've got a plant in every hole, and then I'm gonna go in and fill them in with my compost. You could just use dirt, whatever you want to do. A little spoonful of compost in there and plant it down in there. Can we see this one on the camera? This one, I know you guys can see that. Spoonful of compost around the root system there. Down in the dirt. Oh. It's a little high, actually, but that'll be fine. Compost. Yay! All right, so we've got them in the ground. I'm going to give them another good watering. Now, like I said, tomorrow it's supposed to rain, so hopefully that will help with the transplant. And they also, rain water is just so much better than your hose water for your plants. They love them so much more. And like I said, now they may kind of wilt a little bit and look a little stressed out. That's fine. Just continue to take care of them, you know, water them, and they'll bounce back just fine. Gonna soak them down real good again. Hey, we're watered down. Now, I also want to add here, I guess one of the reasons I've watered so heavy is because I'm not really doing this at the best time of day, because 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's when it's the hottest. So ideally you would want to get this done, you know, in the morning or in the evening, but if not too, that'll be fine. It just might stress them a little bit more. And as far as my electroculture gardening goes, I have grown sweet potatoes. This is probably my 4th year growing sweet potatoes, so I'm going to be able to tell if this is a better production with the electroculture gardening. So now I've got my orange sweet potatoes, and I've also got some white potatoes to plant. I'm trying to decide whether I want to put my orange potatoes here or in here, or my white. So I've not quite figured out what I'm going to do there, but I will. As for now, I've got my purple ones in the ground. So it's like, I feel like if I've mastered growing anything, it really is the sweet potato. And like I said, I just really enjoy growing them. They're one of my favorite things to grow. I'm sitting in water. My husband, he is a white potato fan. I prefer growing sweet potatoes because they just produce so much better for me. And like I said, we can use the greens as well. And they're just more nutrition for us. You know, the purple and the orange foods contain the anthocyanins and the beta carotenoids. My dog, that was my car door. I had my radio going out here. Now, if you don't have your slips ready yet, you still got time. Well, I mean, if you've not started any of them, but so, you know, this is really, I think, the first time I've gotten my sweet potatoes out in April. I usually do them to May, and they will grow all probably to about the first week of October. And when the leaves start to die back, we'll harvest them. So you've still got time to do sweet potatoes, but you want to do, like I said, in the next waning moon. You know, we're coming down here and we're getting ready to go back into our new moon, which is when I'm going to be planting my above ground crops like the squash, tomatoes, cucumbers, that sort of thing. But, you know, when the moon is going down into its waning phase, the water from the earth, just like it does with like the ocean, pulls like the gravity back down into the earth. So you're pulling, helping to develop those root crops. So, I mean, if you don't get them planted in the new moon or the waning moon, are they going to grow? Yes, they are. But they're probably going to grow a little better if you garden by the moon. It's kind of like a lost knowledge. So, and like the electroculture gardening. So I'm trying, you know, both of them out. Actually, I started gardening with the moon, maybe the same, about four years ago. So we're up and rolling. Happy gardening.